Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to say I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my viewers come from the hardwood amino app. Now, I have been getting a good amount of views on my videos, and I want to really thank you guys for that. But the amount of views that I have been getting wasn't adding up to the amount of subscribers that I get. So usually when you see a video that you're interested in, like my last video, say you clicked on it like this, click on view it, the hardwood amino app will take you to the YouTube, but it will be the browser version. Okay, so if you wanted to ever subscribe to my channel, you would click on subscribe and it will ask you to sign in. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't want to sign in just to subscribe to my channel because that would take too long. So I found out an easier way that you can do it. Only thing that you would have to do is click down here over to here, these three dots, and click on open in external browser. All right, so then it will take you to the video on the YouTube app, and from there you can just subscribe. And I just want to say that if you guys have ever wanted to subscribe to my channel, but without further ado, let's get to this video. In this upcoming off season, you have a plethora of superstar talent on the market waiting to be snagged, such as Kevindurant, LeBron James, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Clint Capella, Aaron Gordon, just to name a few. But there is one person, one player, one name that stands out over them all, that have been talked about the most ever since he's arrived on his new team last season. And that player is Paul George. So that's why I'm here. Your boy Goat Like Clips. I'm going to be giving 4 destinations, maybe even 5. But for right now, 4 destinations that will be very much possible that Paul George goes to. But without further ado, man, let's get to this video, man.
I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now and I need you in my life. I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now. Yeah, I'm both.
Paul George is without a doubt one of the best talents that we have in today's league. Being a most improved player, 5-time All-Star, 5-time Player of the Week awards, 3-time Player of the Month awards, 1 All-Defensive Team selection, that being the first team, 3 All-NBA third teams, 2 All-Defensive second teams. In his rookie year, he appeared as an All-Rookie second team, and ever since his fourth, did you not hear me? His 4th season in the league, he ranked amongst 10th, top 10 in MVP win shares. There's no doubt in his talent. So that's why I am here to give you guys 4, maybe even 5 if we have enough time for that, possible destinations for the man PG-13. Now, I do want to say before I get into this list, I'm going to be going from least likely to most likely. So number 1 is going to be who he is least likely to go to, and then the last one is who he's most likely to go to. But without further ado, let's get to this. Now, coming at number 1 on this list would have to be the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I know the Brooklyn Nets isn't the type of team that fits the timeline of a player like Paul George, but he's not going to be able to go to a lot of teams that are playoff contenders or that are in the playoffs. He's going to have to make adjustments if he wants to go to places that are home or that he thinks that he can build a family around. Now, the Brooklyn Nets have roughly around $20 to $25 million in cap space. But if they are willing to trade Jeremy Lin because of his knee injury, he is owned probably about around $12.5 million of the 2018 to 2019 season. So if they happen to trade him for, a role player or a bench player that's not really making too much money, like a player like Isaiah Thomas, even though he wants the Brinks truck, he's only making around $6 million. So you can give him a $10 million contract. Now that would take a little bit of money off of Paul George, but the New York is a huge market. So the money that he's going to be losing as far as on his contract, he will be making plenty more with endorsements, because it is a pretty huge market in New York. So if they were to trade Jeremy Lin for his $12 million, they would have roughly around 30 to 35 million. And that's just complete estimates now, because I'm pretty sure they got rid of Timothy Mozgov, and I don't really know how much money he was making, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot, considering his contract on the Lakers. He was probably, after when they got rid of him, they probably created a little more cap space if they haven't signed any players yet. I would say in this coming up off season, they will have roughly around 35 to $40 million, and then they can sign a player like Isaiah Thomas for it, just give him $10 million, and then throw like 25 million at Paul George. Now, I know a lot of you guys will probably be like, the Brooklyn Nets, why in the world would he ever want to go to the Brooklyn Nets? Now, they have some pretty good pieces like Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, who I believe is either a rookie or a sophomore. They have a promising talent in D'Angelo Russell, who is a player on his own team, which the Brooklyn Nets kind of is his own team. He can put up around 20 to 25 points on a night-to-night basis. And it would kind of draw some attention to Paul George, to the Brooklyn Nets, because for one, they have D'Angelo Russell, and Paul George and D'Angelo Russell actually share the same agent, who is Aaron Mitz. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that name. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right. And Aaron Mitz insisted that they play with each other. So I really think that this could potentially be something that he would kind of consider doing, because I don't know how far New York is from LA, because I know LA is like the far left of the United States, but I do not know where New York at. Please don't bash me for saying that. But Paul George is fucking rich. He can easily in the offseason go to his family, or he can even move his family out to New York. I mean, he's rich enough to do so, and New York isn't a bad place to live, especially when you're a multi-millionaire like Paul George. Now, I know this may be a little bit of a stretch for him to go there, but if he is willing to, because the Brooklyn Nets are definitely in the rebuilding process. Like, they have plenty of players that are making probably way more money than they actually should be. Jeremy Lin, as a role player, I can probably say in today's league, 12 million isn't probably that much, but when you consider that fucking Michael Jordan was on like $4 million contracts to win their team a championship, he shouldn't be on no $12 million. He shouldn't be on no $12 million contract just to potentially come off a bench on a championship contending team. Like I said, man, I know this is a complete stretch, but like, he's not going to be able to go to a playoff team that is willing to pay him $25 million. The only team that he can probably go there and that he can really fit, that is a playoff, and if they get some more good pieces coming off the bench that is still a playoff contending team, he's already on that team. Now, moving on to number 2 on my list, and that would definitely have to be the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, the Philadelphia 76ers, I don't know what they did. Like, this team is really crazy. Like, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. Like, from last season, they only won 28 effing wins. In this season, they end up with 52 wins, making the playoffs with their stars as far as Joel Embiid. Markelle Fultz is probably going to be a star in the near future, and Ben Simmons. These guys never even making, the playoffs, to winning their first playoff series against the Miami Heat. And who are they going up against? The Celtics. I'm pretty sure they can beat the Celtics with their two best players being out. Now, the 76ers in this upcoming offseason has the second largest cap space out of all 30 teams in the NBA. And a guy who's been really, I wouldn't say who they had their mindset on or who they had, their eyes on, because this player is probably the most unlikely to go there, and that is LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, he's gonna want way more than 25 million, even though they would be able to afford him. You're still gonna have to eventually re-sign, players like Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, or even extend their contracts, because I believe that Ben Simmons is still on his rookie contract. I don't know that. I am not positive on it. And I really think that Paul George would definitely fit well into this team, definitely fit well in this system. He's very much capable of playing off the ball. He can hit threes, he can lock up opposing wing players. And if you want him to play someone one-on-one, he's one of probably top 5, definitely one of the best ISO players that we have in this game today. Like I can really see him doing something good for this team, because if you think about it, the Eastern Conference is clearly the less skilled. It's definitely the less skilled conference. So him going to a team that is definitely going to make the Eastern Conference Finals this season. I don't know if they're gonna make the finals. If they made the finals, you know how crazy that would be.